Hey there, everybody. It's Adam Judd with the Pattaya News coming to you on July 20th, 2023 to tell you what's popping in Pattaya and, well, really in all of Thailand this week, as we're going to cover all the crazy election news for the Thai Prime Minister position that took place. We're also going to cover some very interesting things locally, such as two Turkish men that saw a Thai woman being beaten on the streets of Pattaya and decided to intervene and help her. Now, before we get into all of our stories and all of that political news that's going on, and we're also going to touch base on why you should care about these Thai politics and the Thai political news, especially if you're an expat, because you should care. Even if you don't care who gets into role, we're going to tell you why this is important to you. Hint, your visas. Now, as for our start of our video, well, let's talk about events like we do every single week. This weekend, it's finally here, the Pattaya Marathon. This is the first full marathon in about 4 years due to the COVID-19 era and all the issues and border restrictions and problems that took place. Now, it did run last year, but because they had just opened up borders at the time and there were still a lot of changing rules, they did not have that many runners last year. This year, however, we'll see the most runners that we have ever had for the Pattaya Marathon, with 14,000 people lining the streets of Pattaya, lacing up their running shoes, and getting ready to compete. Now, this is a two-day event. It will take place both Saturday morning and Sunday morning this weekend. For those days, the big thing that everybody needs to keep in mind is that there will be significant road closures and delays. Now, the races start early in the morning, about 5 a.m. on Saturday morning and about 3 a.m. on Sunday morning. And they wrap up between, about 8 a.m. and about 10:30 a.m. For those of you who plan on going out on those nights, there is a strong reason and suggestion to show that they will probably close down nightclubs, bars, entertainment venues on the running routes. Now, let's jump right into political news. Why should you care about who becomes the prime minister if you're not a Thai national? We do understand that many Thai nationals watch and read our English news. And of course, we have an entire Thai language, cheap plug, version of our news too, which is actually bigger than our English version. But why should you care if you're an expat or even a tourist? Well, because the new government is going to be the ones that put in every policy that affects everyone, not just Thais, but you as well. Some of these policies may revolve around visas. For instance, will we ever see a digital nomad visa, as has been proposed on a regular basis, but is something many of our readers would really be interested in? Will we ever see the 90-day check-in, which I know all y'all love, go away? Well, all of these are things to consider. Oh, here's a big one for you. Will cannabis remain decriminalized, or could it become a narcotic again and you can no longer buy it legally in Thailand? It could even face jail time again. We know a lot of our readers care about that, right? Well, all of these are issues that are on the plate as the new Thai government takes effect. What happened yesterday, however, was quite a major day. In fact, many commentators called it crazy. So here's exactly what happened and where it stands. The Move Forward Party, which is the Progressive Party, won the most seats in the House of Representatives in the most recent election that took place 2 months ago. They are led by a gentleman called Pita. Now, Pita, who's young and charismatic, unfortunately lost the first vote to become prime minister, and yesterday was denied even a chance to run for a second vote in parliament. This vote is between both the elected House of Representatives. It's also between the non-elected appointed Senate. The Senate was appointed by the former military junta led by Prayut Chan-o-cha, so you can guess where their loyalties lie. And the Senate's big opposition to Pita as prime minister, or the Move Forward Party overall, is the fact that Pita and the Move Forward Party supports amending, not abolishing, lese majeste rules, which protect criticism of His Royal Majesty the King. This is an absolute problem for many of the opposition and many of the Senate, who state that even touching these rules whatsoever, heck, even debating them, is a big problem for those who oppose it. They see it as basically offending the royal institution. Whereas, according to the Move Forward Party, they say that they don't want the rules to be used as punitive measures, especially amongst youth, giving people 15-year sentences for just expressing their opinion. Regardless, Pita was not only denied the chance to run for prime minister, but the Constitutional Court of Thailand and the Election Commission are also looking into allegations that Pita holding media shares, which he inherited from his father, his late father, whether him holding those media shares actually invalidates him from becoming prime minister. More importantly, whether or not he knew that by him having these media shares, he would be invalidated. As a result, he was suspended from his duties as an MP while they were in the middle of debating whether or not he would get a second vote. So it was a double hitter for PETA yesterday, and a day that was bitterly disappointing to supporters of the Move Forward Party, who immediately hit the streets in peaceful protesting, especially at the Democracy Monument in Bangkok last night. They've promised to continue regular protests, but at this point, quite honestly, pretty much every analyst agrees, there appears to be no way that we see PETA going into office and becoming the next prime minister. There's just too much opposition against him, and basically he was voted down for the opportunity to do so. So what happens next? That's what everybody's happening. Who will be Thailand's prime minister? Well, that's a good question. There's several candidates, but the most likely candidate, and to keep this short, because I could talk about this all day, and I can literally see the viewer count spiraling downwards if I do so, so we're going to keep it short and simple. The most likely candidate is from the Pattaya party, which won the second most seats in the last election. They were very close, only about 10 or 11 seats behind the Move Forward party. The Pattaya party, although they are also very pro-democracy, they're more moderate than the Progressive Party, the Move Forward Party. And the Pattaya party does not openly support the change of the lèse majesté laws, which is a huge reason why the Senate would probably vote for them. The candidate from Pattaya, they have three candidates that they've nominated to be prime minister, but the candidate that they said that they would put forward is a gentleman called, and I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, Seta Tawisin. He is a very well-known businessman, well-regarded on both sides of the fence, be it liberal or be it conservative. He's regarded very well on both sides and has an excellent history in the business sphere. He also is a big believer in equality and a lot of reform around economic policies. And many people agree that he probably would be a very talented prime minister. He doesn't quite have the charisma and the following that PETA has, but he is somebody that's more than likely qualified for the position. Whether or not he gets into office, we'll see. They will meet again next Thursday, the 27th of July, to vote and nominate whoever will be prime minister. But at this point, who knows what can happen, because it's already been such a circus, to quote some people online, for the past couple weeks. Now, enough about that. Let's talk something about Pattaya. We're only going to give you one brief story this week because the election stuff has been ongoing for so long. And that story is this. Two Turkish men were out for a night out with two Thai women they met, and were driving on their motorbikes down central Pattaya Klong when they saw what they thought was a Thai man, but turned out to be a Cambodian man, knock a woman off a motorbike and then proceed to start beating her on the ground. Now, we've heard all the comments. Some people say, never intervene in Thailand, never get involved, you never know what could happen. Other people, of course, say, I would always intervene if a woman's being attacked. What if it was your daughter, your wife, et cetera, et cetera. And we hear and we understand people on both sides of those tokens. These two Turkish men, however, are being widely praised on both English and Thai media. Turkish men stopped the Thai man, who actually turned out to be a Cambodian man. And that particular man injured them, but only slight injuries, as he started attacking them versus attacking the woman. Police were called, and police arrested the Cambodian man, who admitted that he lost his temper and started attacking a woman who was later identified as his girlfriend. Now, the girlfriend did not speak to the press, and it was uncertain whether or not she would press charges. In Thailand, unlike many of our Western countries, they usually need the victim to file charges. Prosecutors generally won't, even in domestic abuse cases, unfortunately. So it remains to be seen if he'll actually be charged for the incident. But we'd like to thank these two Turkish men for taking the time and putting their own lives possibly in danger, because you never know if somebody has a weapon on them, to help out somebody that was clearly in need and being beaten in the streets. See, there are good people, even right here in Pattaya. Guys, we thank you for tuning in as always. We'd like to thank our sponsors right at Rage Gym here in Pattaya, and we'd like to thank you for tuning in. If you like what we give you every single week, give us a subscribe, give us a like, give us a follow, and hit that little bell. So every time we have new videos out, you hear it first. Take care of yourselves and each other.